Hello, Divine Masculines. How are you? How are you doing for this week? I wish you all a healthy solstice. And hope that this week was really amazing for you guys. And let's see what's... things are changing. Things are changing. Light is coming in. High speed change within and without. If you think about yourself and that we want to create a new earth, then it's time that we release our karma. Because old energies, we can't take the old energies to the new earth, to the new way of thinking, through the new way of being a human in our lives, on our planets, you know. I'm releasing a lot of things. I'm releasing a lot of energies. I'm releasing, and but also receiving, and time to see what is out there, what is needed for you to accomplish more things in your life. So there are a lot of things in change, a lot of things in yeah, how do you call it? Transmuting. A lot of things transmuting at this time. So it's really necessary that we are thinking about our own stuff, our own things that we need to release. For instance, if you are in an environment that is hard and cold and asks a lot of you, you know, maybe the point is that you need to learn to give more or learn to receive more. Or feeling more safely in your surroundings. So, okay, what I got for the Divine Masculine out of his mind space is sadness and isolation. It can be that you're going into sadness and that you're isolating yourself, or that you need to isolate yourself, and that you're going to a lot of grief and sadness, that you can't do the things that you want to do, or it could be that the universe is stopping you for doing things, and that karmic things are coming up for you that you really need to release. You need to feel them, you need to go within and you need to feel them, and then releasing them. And then be reborn again. It could take a while, you know, could take a while. But you also have to feel that sadness and to go within in that sadness and to feel, you know, what must I do with that sadness? What does it mean for me? What do I need to shift to get out and to blossom again? And that's in his mind space. So it could be that he is very aware of the sadness, of the isolation, and the things that he needs to change within himself, you know. And don't judge the Divine Masculine on it, because they ruled almost this world for eons and eons. And now it's the time of the feminine, you know, that to be strong and rise and get the support of the masculine. So and not only that, but because the divine feminine and Mother Earth is the one who wants everything in balance, she will bring back the balance for the divine masculine, but also for herself. So the divine masculine is in service to her, so she gets in balance, and the divine feminine in service to the divine masculine, so he can get back in balance. So that's a amazing, beautiful process where this new earth wants us to transform to. It's not that, you know, and it also has to do with the karma, you know. What are you doing to make amends with the past? That's what are you doing about it? You just let it go and simmer and rot, I hear, or are you just going to do something about it to rebalance everything? So that's what's in his heart space. Simply love. That's it. You don't have to do any more. It's simply love. You just have to feel in your heart space what you feel for the other person, and it's all about love. It's you know, your mind doesn't even matter. You know, we coming from a time we just used telepathy, and I would love to go back to the time that we just used telepathy, because then there is the connection, you know, in the stillness. The connection isn't about talking. That's just the mind space that's talking, and it's talking all the crap, you know, all the makes you feel distracted, and you know, getting fear into you, getting anxiety, getting all the things that you don't need in your life, you know. Well, you need your brain. But, yeah, if we could live without it, it would be much easier, right? Yeah, because then it's all heart space. But it's all about the balance. Even there, it's all about the balance. You know, your mind can't control what your feelings are, and vice versa, you know. So if you, for instance, when there's something coming up and my mind says, okay, this and this and this and this and this, and I just look at it and say, you need to shut up, because you're not real, you're just an illusion. I'm not listening to you, and I'm dropping in my field and into my heart space, and I know exactly what it wants. So yeah, it's like your mind, and you know, that's the masculine energy is the mind. It's the logic, you know, because out of that logic are also your coping mechanism. So yeah, it's all about the balance. It's all about the balance for the divine masculine and for the divine feminine. It's all about the balance. And in his heart space, he says, you know, it's simply love. I just love, and that's all I need to do. I want to receive love. I want to give love, and feel that love. I hear feel that love. I want to feel that love. Not everyone is capable of giving, you know, of giving that love. And it all has to do with emotions, backgrounds, stuff like that, karma, you know. If you grew up in an environment, for instance, parents that just raised you and not gave you any love or any attention or whatever, what kind of person you would be, you know, in the end, because you don't know how to give. So you need to start learning to give for yourself first. Thank you, guys. Okay, let's see. What is the clarifier on that? On Simply Love. Simply Love. It's the book. It has the codes. It has everything. Yeah. Oh, wow. Choose love over money. Choose love over money. Always. You know? Always choose love over money. So it's also, it's not an easy task to love, because you have to work on it. You have to develop it. You have to feel into it. You know, some people you love more than other people, you know, and you need to learn how to love. Love is if you didn't get it from your parents, how you need to love, then you need to teach yourself. You need to teach yourself what do I need, and that's something that is coming through so many times, you know. Spirit says, you know, ask for what you need and you will receive it. If you don't ask, they don't know. Nobody around you know. Maybe they can tune into you what you need, but it's up to you to take responsibility of yourself to tell what you need. Okay. And some people don't need anything from somebody else because they can do it on their own. That's also fine. Okay, what's going on? How does he feel about the divine feminine in his higher self? How does he feel about the divine feminine in his higher self speaking? Balance, love, manifestation. You can manifest it. You can manifest it in your life, and that's what he's doing. I want that divine feminine in my life, and I want to manifest it, but I need to do it with balance. I hear, otherwise you scare the crap out of her. Okay. Okay, that's really funny. It's really funny. So he needs to balancing it out, the fire and the water. He needs to balancing it out, and he's manifesting her in his life. So that's what his higher self say about the divine feminine. You know, he is manifesting the divine feminine in his life. And he needs to do it with care. He needs to do it with love. He needs to do it with emotions. So that, and he needs to be careful, I hear, because there is a lot of distrust, and that's true. That's really true. A lot of distrust with the divine feminine towards the divine masculine, because there was so in all these eons of time, divine masculine wasn't didn't take accountability for his actions, because he was most of the time in a warrior mode, you know. if you go, okay, this is really funny. If you go back into former cultures, you know, they grabbed the woman at the hairs and took them into their caves, you know. And if you really go back, you know, to that time, it is really, really fun. This is really, yeah. But it's true, right? It's true. In some cultures, they still get the women, you know, that way, because the masculine is more authority than the feminine. So they drag them in the caves, and she became his wife. And yeah, there wasn't anything about love or connection or whatever. And if we go now to, we all have to release that karma. We all have to release the karma. Oh, stop with the images, guys. So the visions, not real, but you know what I mean. For now, it's really hilarious. And then they show me Fred Flintstone, right? So it's that time of energy, and yeah, men went out bowling and the women, you know, were cooking the meals. So that time is totally done. It's right. It's hilarious. It's really done. Yeah, it's about communication. He needs to communicate to his divine feminine what his needs are, what her needs are, and if he communicates to her in a loving and kind way, she can accept everything, you know. If it's meant, you know, if it's coming from the real heart space, and I feel it is, you know, that it's coming from the heart space. Some people have it just naturally, and other people don't, you know. So it's really seeing also that the communication from the masculine gets more a natural flow. It's not about because they understand that the divine feminine is so sensitive that they see through all the manipulation in it. So for the divine masculine, it was really a need to adjust his communication. And gee, did they come from far? You know, it's really admirable in a sense, because I know how many divine masculines has really struggled with it because of everything what is happening in this world, you know, this huge change, and the feminine is rising, and she can take care of herself, and you know, she doesn't need a masculine in her life anymore, because she knows how to give it to herself. She raises children by herself. She raises a lot of them. Like, let me tell you that. She did it all financial herself. So now I'm not going to say that, guys. So that would be very, very denigrating. That's not nice. So okay, but it's funny though. It's funny. But I'm not going to say that. No, it's all about the communication, and because even if you get masculines and there is resentment in the masculine, you feel it in the undertone. You feel it in the undertone, you know, or just and let you know that some things aren't right or are not in alignment, or but you feel that in the undertone, you know, you go through that, and that's what the higher self of the masculine tells them, you know. These women nowadays are so trained, skilled, that you can't fool them anymore. So it's all about, you know, they are forced to go back to their heart space, and that's all what needs to be done, right? Okay. Wow. Mowing the lawn. Okay. What is his higher self telling him towards himself? What is his higher self? Oh, wow. His higher self is saying, coming together in union. His higher self is saying, this is the right one, this is the right person, you have to come together. But you need to take care of how you come together and how you communicate, because divine feminines are very cautious still. Doesn't mean that their hearts are not open. That's what I say, but it's still, yeah, they know. Divine feminine knows, by the way. I hear divine feminine knows, divine masculine knows. Only his mind space doesn't know. But his higher self says, we know, and we know where you're heading. We know where you're going. We know your template. You know, you don't know what happens in your life. You don't know because you don't have your template. Nobody has their template. So when somebody is, only universe knows, only source knows. So it's the higher self of the divine masculine says, you know, you need to come in union, or union is near. That's it. That's it. Coming together to create, coming together to, I hear, to have fun, to have joyful times, to, yeah, be joyful. That's what I hear. Create together, create what's needed to be created. If it's up to the divine feminine and the divine masculine to create a better world, or coming and need to come in union for that, and giving the prayers and saving Mother Earth, and you know, everything that lives on it, then they would do it. Then you know, they know in a heartbeat, you know, that they would work together. That's no problem. Okay. Wow. Yeah. And that's for the divine masculine. Higher self says, you know, no more time for playing games, no more time for playing with emotions, no more time playing with this relationship, no more time playing with other energies around you, you know. It's like, stick with it. Wow, gee, that's a bit of a, you know, stick with it. It's like No, that for me, even that is not the right word, you know. It's how do you mean that? Stick with the choices you made. Um, but the choices that you made, you have always free will, you know. So you also have free will to change your choice, no matter what. So what's the stick with it? Okay, it's more stick with it on being true to yourself. So if you're not true to yourself, then then you're getting wishy-washy, and then you are in this state of mind of stay true to your heart. That's stay true to your heart. Don't think about, you know, the truth of your mind, because the mind is not truth. The mind is an illusion. It's just from the outer force. It's just that keeps you off track, that distracts you, that is keeping you off track. So stick of being true to your heart. That's the right pronouncement. Okay, thank you for explaining. Otherwise, then the, you know, it could be that the masculine's ego still wants to play, you know, and still wants to see if he's still attractive, if he still can have the women he likes in his life, and you know, all kinds of stuff like that we did when we were 16, right? So this is not that's what the higher self say, you know. Stick with being true to your heart, not out of fear, you know. Don't go in that space and of being the page because you're fearful, because, you know, maybe it's coming too close, maybe it's creating anxiety, you know, fear of being stuck. That's it. Here it comes again, fear of being stuck. So, okay, that's what I say. Okay, what is the higher self telling him about the union, about the relationship with the divine feminine? Well, I think we got all the love cards already here. Well, dreams are coming true. You know, it could be that she's a dream come true. He never expected this in his lifetime, that something good will come his way. So, yes, it does. It does come his way, you know. So, this is what he is, what his higher self saying about coming into union with her. Is it a good choice? Yes, all your dreams will come true. On the lower plane, on the higher plane, on the physical and outer physical world. Wow, that's really beautiful. All your dreams, dream your dream, and it's coming true. And then I hear Wonder Woman. It's funny. Oh my gosh, Wonder Woman. In his dream, he created a Wonder Woman, and his dreams are coming true. Ah, and what's the mind saying, you know? I'm afraid for a broken heart. that it will end, that it will, you know, that I need to sacrifice again and again and again and again. You don't know. You don't know. It's just your belief system. It's just the belief system. It's in your so deep integrated that you say, okay, it can also already destroy what is not even happening, you know, or what, you know, yeah. You can destroy your dreams by believing your mind space. So you can also, yeah, you can also destroy something before it starts, because out of fear of the past, what happened in the past. That's interesting, right? It's also so that's why the divine feminine and the divine masculine within themselves need to balance these things out, because they're going through those things again and again and again. Can be that karma is repeating itself because they're not learning their lessons. So they say, I will never commit again, I will never go in a relationship again, I will never do this again. It's also the divine feminine. It's not just the divine masculine. It's the disbalance, and the balance within the divine feminine and the divine masculine needs to come into balance, you know. If there is this struggle, and you really see that's a struggle between the mind and the heart space, you know, they need to come back in balance on both sides, you know. You need to ask what the mind needs to comfort it, to get comfortable with the feeling that it could happen. Wow. And I know the divine feminine is at space wherever way it goes. I'm always good on my own. I'm always in a good space. But that's not for the divine masculine yet. Oh, that's interesting. I thought it was the other way around. That's interesting, guys. So the divine feminine is even more in that space of surrendering than the divine masculine is. So the divine masculine has to go and have to feel into his system how he can be safe with himself, safe with the environment, safe with the people around him, safe with his divine feminine. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. So it has to do with safety, has to do with grounding, connecting with Mother Earth, walking her path, walking with Mother Earth, feeling that he's held, that he's nurtured, that he's grounded, the belief system that everything will be provided for him. So it's more a trust in the Divine Mother. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, didn't expect this. Thank you. Okay, thank you. What don't you see, Jackie? Okay. What don't you want to see, Jackie? Okay. Well, if my glasses fall off, I don't really see. That's true. What is the uncomfortability in the union? So and that's probably, you know, afraid of, yeah. And that's the mind, right? It's the mind. What is his uncomfortability? What is his uncomfortability? To just breathe and believe. To just breathe, be, and believe. Just see the stars, just see the beauty of it, and just breathe in it and be in that moment. And that's the uncomfortability. And maybe that's the uncomfortability that he starts to learn, that he is starting to learn to be in that space and to have the trust that universe is guarding his back. You know, that the divine feminine is guarding his back. And in many, many ways, you know. There's so much support. There's so much support. And you just need to relax and breathe. Because a lot of things will, the necessary things I hear, the necessary things will be done for you. But you need to trust and you need to go through that process, that you're safe in your own body, that you're safe in your skin, that you trust your light body, that you trust really your light body, that you trust the star energy, that you trust the universe, that you trust source that carries. Okay. Ah, beautiful. But that's the uncomfortability, you know. And then the mind takes over. And then what is the mind saying about this? What is the mind saying about this? The mind saying, I want to be in this king energy. I want to get out of this energy, you know, out of the player into the king. I want to be this king energy. And that's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable because that's not the place he has been yet. He's always being the child or the warrior in this feeling, you know, in this energy. So he wants to release this, and he wants to grow to the King of Cups. He wants to really embodying it. So then he needs to integrate the 4 archetypes. And when he's in that four archetypes energy, he is in the King Arthur's energy. He is in the King of Cups energy. Then he just can rule with love. That's really beautiful, really beautiful. Wow. Okay. And what combines them together? What is the union? What combines them together to come into union? What combines them together? What combines them together? Opening up. They're both opening up to each other. And that's bringing them together. So open up from the past, what the past is being in their lives, what the future will hold, and grow out of it. So you will be seen by each other. You will be seen by each other. And that's the most beautiful part of it. Okay. Well, this light is shining through, you know, 2 sides. And what is the mind saying about this? Yeah, Wow, stepping up in love. Growing in that love, you know. Having all the memories of the past, but then stepping up in love. Up, 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 till you reach your goal. And that's, you can only do that by opening up. And then I hear for for that space, for the divine feminine, some divine feminine, not all of the divine feminine. It's, for one, it's more easy to open up than the other, because there needs to be a space of safety. Wow. So the divine masculine have to give her that space of safety. And when the divine masculine can't give her that space of safety, she will never open up. No, I don't see that happening. When the divine feminine isn't safe or does not feel safe with the divine masculine, she will not open up. So that's something also for the divine masculine and the divine feminine within, to get that back in balance. So everything is about the balance. So this is what combines them both, you know. It's about divine masculine and the divine feminine. Could also be that the divine masculine didn't feel safe, you know, so he will never open up to the divine feminine. But there is this energy of safety needed to let them grow and let them come back together. Okay, guys. Well, this is a very interesting reading for this solstice. It's a solstice reading. We're in day out of time, 2 days out of time. 2 days of darkness, they say. I don't experience the darkness. Yeah, so it's up to Christmas. Joy, combined, family, friends, happiness, joyful. And choose wherever you want to be, you know. Choose where you feel safe. Choose where you feel held. If you, because I know that there's a lot going on now with vaccinations, not vaccinations. You can come to my place, but you need to be vaccinated. Do you want yourself to be tested, to come to your family? It's up to you. And if you don't, you know, if you don't feel comfortable with being tested, and for Christmas dinner, it's also it's the energy that separates, you know. It could be that people are saying, no, I'm not going there because they judge me because I'm not vaccinated. That could be others, things around it. It could be that, you know, there could be other energies on the background that's playing with it, you know. And it's not about not taking in consideration for the elders who are ill to be in that space. It's more about trying to release the fear. Trying to release the fear of the separation, what's going on. You know, so make a smart move for yourself. I'm in that space that that the choice is made for me. Let me say that. I don't. The choice is made for me, so I don't have to choose where I need to go, because that choice is already made for me. Yeah, I think that's really a big thing in many families at the moment, and I really feel for both of them. One, the ones who are asked to take a test, it's about the feeling of being rejected. How do you cope with rejection? And is that the right place to be? Because if it was just only love that was interfering in this, and not an illness or not the fear, what would you do? On both sides. You know, what would you do on both sides? Because I had a beautiful conversation with a sister about this 2 days ago. And she felt rejected by her family. And I said, well, if this was not the case, you know, if everybody was vaccinated, you know, there is still a threat. So it's not about the people that are not vaccinated. It's about what would the love do? What would the heart say? The heart would say, yeah, fuck, I still love you, you know, you're welcome in my house, you know. That's it, right? But then the mind makes up all these excuses because everything needs to be separated. And I keep it with that. And I'm so glad I don't have to make the choice. Bless you all and see you. Bye-bye.